My boss called me a parasite at the office Christmas party, so I made sure his empire collapsed before New Year's. Ethan Drake had been making my life miserable for 3 years. He wasn't just a bad boss. He was a tyrant dressed in designer suits, the kind of man who thought belittling employees was the same as leadership. But that night, in front of the entire company, he crossed the line. He raised his champagne glass, smirking, and said, "Some people here should be grateful I let them leech off real talent. Isn't that right, MIA?" The laughter that followed wasn't real. It was nervous, awkward, the kind of sound people make when they don't know if they'll be punished for staying silent. My face burned. My heart pounded. And then I saw it, the same hollow look in the eyes of my coworkers that I'd seen in my own bathroom mirror. Ethan hadn't just been destroying me. He'd been breaking everyone. Something in me shifted. Cold, calculated, deadly calm. "You're right," I said, forcing a smile. "Let me show you just how much I've learned from you, Ethan. You won't forget it." He thought I was joking, but I wasn't. For months, I'd been documenting everything. Screenshots of emails where he ordered illegal firings, audio recordings of him mocking investors, photographs of secret meetings with competitors he wasn't supposed to be seeing, even wire transfers showing how he siphoned company money into offshore accounts. I had enough evidence to take him down 10 times over. All I'd needed was a perfect moment, and he had just handed it to me. When the crowd turned back to their drinks, I slipped away into Ethan's office. My hands didn't even shake as I pulled out my laptop and plugged into his projector system, the one wired to the big screen behind the party stage. Back in the ballroom, I returned with a tray of hors d'oeuvres. "Special delivery for you," I said sweetly, placing them in front of him. He chuckled and popped one into his mouth without a second thought. What he didn't know was that I'd swapped the filling with something unforgettable, cream cheese laced with Carolina Reaper oil. His smug expression dissolved almost instantly into horror. His face turned crimson, eyes bulging as he scrambled for water. Laughter erupted, this time real, uncontrolled. The mighty Ethan Drake was choking on his own arrogance. But that wasn't the real revenge. As he wheezed and begged for ice, the projector behind him flickered to life. The first slide appeared, bank statement showing millions quietly drained from company accounts. Then came the screenshots of his mocking emails about investors, idiots with money to burn, followed by photos of him with competitors at luxury resorts, proof of corporate espionage. And finally, audio recordings of him laughing. "They'll never catch me. By the time they notice, I'll be retired in Monaco." The room went silent. His wife's face turned pale. His business partner dropped his glass. The CFO swore under his breath. Ethan finally turned. His lips blistered from the peppers, and saw his sin splash across 20 feet of screen. His arrogance drained away. "Turn that off," he shouted, spitting flecks of cream cheese. He lunged for me, his hand raised, just like always, ready to silence dissent. But this time, I wasn't alone. Half the staff stepped between us. Someone shoved him back. Someone else was already on the phone with the board of directors. And then, chaos. In his rage, Ethan grabbed at the projector cords, yanking them free. Sparks flew. The overloaded socket lit up, catching the Christmas decorations. Within seconds, garlands burst into flames. Someone screamed. Sprinklers erupted, drenching the ballroom as smoke filled the air. We spilled into the freezing night, waterlogged, coughing, shivering. Fire alarms wailed. Sirens grew louder in the distance. And that's when I realized this wasn't just going to be a scandal. This was going to be a crime scene. Ethan, soaked and shaking, pointed straight at me. She did this. She poisoned me. She sabotaged the projector. She burned down the office. He pulled out his phone, recording himself like the victim of some twisted office mutiny. I wanted to scream, to deny it, but the truth was complicated. I had poisoned him, technically. I had exposed him. And the fire had started with the equipment I tampered with. All the breadcrumbs led back to me. The police arrived before the fire was even out. "We need you to come with us," one officer said. I didn't argue. My co-workers watched silently as I was led away, some whispering, some shaking their heads, others staring with wide, conflicted eyes. Hours later, in a gray interrogation room, Detective Hayes spread out my evidence across the table. "You've been busy," he said. Emails, bank transfers, recordings. This isn't revenge. This is an investigation. I tried to explain. I wasn't trying to hurt him. I just wanted to stop him. Hayes studied me, then leaned back. Funny thing is, we've been after Ethan Drake for years. Insider trading, fraud, tax evasion. We just never had enough to nail him. But what you collected, this might be the missing piece. My heart raced. So you believe me? Doesn't matter what I believe, Hayes said. What matters is whether the DA does. You've got two choices: face charges of sabotage and assault, or testify against your boss and help us put him away for good. It wasn't a choice at all. 3 months later, I was sitting in court, watching Ethan Drake's empire burn in a way no sprinkler could stop. His charm didn't work on the jury. His lawyer's theatrics didn't erase a paper trail. Every smug email, every stolen dollar, every cruel laugh I documented became a nail in his coffin. The judge's gavel came down. Guilty. 15 years. No parole. Afterward, my co-workers surrounded me outside the courthouse. Some hugged me. Some apologized for staying silent for so long. The CFO handed me a business card. "We could use someone like you on the compliance team," she said. I smiled. For the first time in years, I felt seen, valued, respected. Ethan once called me a parasite, but parasites drain life. What I'd done was the opposite. I'd given my colleagues back their dignity, their safety, their future. At the next Christmas party, held in a new office with new leadership, my co-workers raised their glasses. To MIA, someone said, for reminding us that the sweetest dessert is justice. I laughed. This time, freely. The whole hors d'oeuvres tray came around. I passed on the peppers. Some lessons are best served once. But Ethan? Ethan would be feasting on humble pie for the next decade and a half, 3 prison meals a day. And for the first time, I didn't just feel like an employee. I felt like the chef.